Hello everyone, Roohani Reiki with you again with another healing story. Before we go into today's story, let me put out this disclaimer that at no point of time we are saying that we are replacing the mainstream medical support which a patient gets. Today we are going to talk about cancer. So, for cancer patients, what we do, the Reiki therapist, what I do with the energy healing is that we support a cancer patient at the mental, emotional, and the spiritual levels. So, what happens in cancer, which we know is an autoimmune disorder? So, does it mean that at some point our immune system, which is supposed to protect us, actually goes the reverse way and attacks us? Why does that happen? Is it that we have overloaded our system, our mental, emotional, spiritual, and the physical levels with so much toxicity and negativity and stress that as if the immune system just throws its hands up and says, I can't deal with this anymore? And probably the cells of our body either stop communicating with each other or they miscommunicate. So, this is probably a very simplistic view of cancer, but looking at the mental, emotional, and the spiritual aspects, this is how we look at it, or I look at it. So, today we are going to hear the story from Kanwal Bhagat. I met her in 2006 when she came to me for some healing, and then she learned Reiki from me. She became a grandmaster in 2009, and later she was diagnosed with cancer. So let us hear from Kanwal Bhagat her story of surviving cancer. Hi Kanwal, how are you?
Hi Ranjini, I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. So thank you, Kanwal, for coming for this video. And I'm sure there are people out there who are really going to gain out of this conversation that we are going to have. So let me start with this. You are a Reiki grandmaster. So how did your Reiki journey begin? What attracted you into Reiki?
So, actually, I was in fact not interested in Reiki to start with. I was in fact very apprehensive about it, and I was resisting it with all my might not to get into Reiki and not to come to you, to learn because you've been my teacher throughout. So, but as universe will has it, and it just brought me into it. And I had just a small episode where I had this pain which was not going away. At that time, I was feeling very desperate to find a solution for it. So I thought, let me just try you. And when I came to you, you had some other students there, and you guys did Reiki for me. And you told me that there is nothing wrong with you, but if you really want, you can go and check it out. And I think I slept for some 4 or 5 hours in your house that morning. So that is how, once that happened, I realized that, yeah, there is something in it which I need to explore. And once I came back and got a clean chit from the doctors that I'm perfectly fine, I started my Reiki journey with you, and it has not ended. I'm still on it. You are still my teacher. I still come to you for everything all the time.
How has Reiki benefited you?
So when I started, I had a lot of insecurities. I'm not saying that I don't have them now. I still have them. But I was very impatient. I used to get angry very fast, and I was, let me put it in this way, I was quite lost. And, I didn't know what was the next step. I would take a lot of time to kind of calm myself down if I would get wind up or something. And, generally there was something missing in my life. That's what I felt. That was the feeling that I got, that there is something which is not there, which I need to find out. And Reiki helped me. It didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen in a year. But after I started my second degree, that's when I started to feel the difference, in myself. Things started to settle. I got calmer. I still used to have bouts, and I still used to have episodes where I would just kind of not know where to go next. But it was not clinical. I wasn't depressed or anything. It was just the regular insecurities when you are kind of, moving on your spiritual journey. There are lots of lot of up, there are lots of challenging situations, lots of bumps which come, So Reiki had started, so I had all that, and Reiki actually helped me to go over those bumps easily, more swiftly, and that's what I think change. That's when this change started, and now I'm quite cool. I'm still quite moody. I take my time. I take my I choose my my things, and so it's become better. I still have my ups and downs. I still have, I mean, come on, if I don't have this going on, I'll be a flatline, right? So I'm still not a flatline. I'm still like that. So obviously I have to go through all the
and that brings me to this question, that you did have then a very challenging situation in your life, but you overcame it, and you were amazing. Absolutely, I think you're a very strong woman, and I admire you. So would you like to just share a bit about that with everyone?
Sure, absolutely. So in 2019, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and the first 4 calls, one of the calls that I did was to you. Because I always feel, and I have a lot of faith in your healing, and I just admire you a lot. You are my teacher. I feel that once I've told you everything, things are going to be just fine, and that's what I did. And it was a shock. Yes, of course, I will not say that wasn't a shock. It was a shock. I had to absorb it. But what I did was I surrounded myself with healers, you, and then a couple of other healers. A couple of them are my friends also. They are into different kind of healing. I spoke to them, I told them, and then I told myself that it's okay. It's also another bump on the road. I was scared. I would not deny it. I was scared. I had sleepless nights. Just the process, because you see, it took me some time to get into chemo, because I had to go and drop my son and all that, and it happened at a time when, my younger son was going to college, and I was going to drop him off. So that was also a very big disappointment when it happened. But I did go, so everything worked out, I must say. It was just perfect. Everything worked out. I went to see my doctor. He said, that's fine, you can go drop your son off, and take your time and come back and start. So just that time which was the unknown time between me going to the doctor and starting my chemo, I had lot of anxiety, but I was able to manage it with you and with my other healers. And I told myself that, okay, the bump has to be ridden over. I can't just stop there. And my life is not stopping there, and nothing else around me is stopping there, and nothing else for anyone around me should stop here. We all have to go through it, and we all will go through it. And if you see, it's one of those things, if it is there, you have to bear with it. So it's up to you how you bear with it. So I decided that I'll bear with it, and I'll go through it with poise, with whatever I have. I'll give it whatever, however, positivity I can deal with. But touch wood, it was absolutely perfect. If I use that word for chemo and radio, it was perfect. I just, I attracted lots of good people in my life who helped me on this journey. People told me about alternate medicine. People told me about Ayurveda, and I did everything. And a combination of that just helped me so much. And I must thank universe, you, and everyone else who helped me, and of course God, that it just came together so beautifully. I detected it within it took about 4 weeks for the doctor to come to a conclusion that it is malignant. It took them 4 biopsies and different places to actually detect it. It is a very rare one that I had. There was only one day that I really struggled, but besides that, I think I was just very, very calm, and everybody around me was calm, and I'm sure people around me must have cried. I never cried about it. I may cry about it now, but during that time, it just wouldn't happen. All the energy I was getting from everyone and everything, it just kept my life force so high that I just never really thought about it. I just used to take one day
at a time.
And I had a very, very set routine, and that really helped. One other thing that really helped me, I must say, is just keeping out people who I felt were not, I didn't want to hear from. As in, like, not that I don't love them or I don't like them. I love them a lot. I like them a lot, but I knew that they would tell me things that I just don't want to hear.
Yeah.
Or I just don't want to kind of deal with, or I don't want that kind of energy.
No.
So that really, really helped me. I had a amazing energy ring around me, in which I was placed, and it just took me through this journey very, very beautifully. And thank you. I cannot thank you and everyone else and the universe and God enough, for everything that it has shown me. Yes, I'm not a dramatically changed person. Yes, I'm dramatically changed in physical sense. I had lost a lot of weight. I've gained more. I've gained all that and more.
I think you're looking lovely. I think you're just lovely.
That way, yes, I've changed. But I'm still going through. We all have to go through this, till we become this. So,
yeah. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. I think I just admire you. I mean, for you to share this, really respect it. And
thank you for giving me this opportunity, actually, Ranjini.
Yeah, so I'm sure
really,
a lot of people will gain out of this. They'll get the courage. I think during this situation, having the courage to go through it is a big challenge, I think, right?
Yeah, I think more than anything else, one has to also remind themselves as to what they really want in life. Do they want to really give up and be like whatever, or they want to go on and live a healthy and good life with all their loved ones? So I was very clear that I want a good, healthy life with my loved ones. I hope you remember that we, as soon as it happened, we spoke about why. Let's go into why it happened. And the moment we found it out very, very, very fast. In fact, like in the first meeting itself, we both kind of nailed it as to why it happened. And once that was clear, and then once I dealt with that, everything was actually just smooth.
And
because I had taken off that baggage completely. I had discarded that completely, and I was perfectly fine after that. Then after that, it was only a matter of routine. I even remember you telling me that I don't even have to go through chemo. And I did tell this to my doctor. He laughed. He said, "You're absolutely right. You are cancer free, but once we took out the lump, and then you're cancer free. But this is insurance that you have to take, and then this is the norm that everybody takes it." And I think it was, somewhere I also didn't want to do it, but I also wanted to do it because my family was involved. They wanted me to do it because they, of course, want me, right? And they want me to be a healthy person. So, I went through it because of that. And also somewhere I thought, okay, it's all right. We'll just go through. We've gone through this. We'll go through that also. So, and I just took that plunge.
But then having said all that, now where we are, when we talked about the new energy, where you're going to complete acceptance, right?
Absolutely.
Going into why something happened again takes you into the world of duality, and that just keeps going on because the answer never really comes back, so even if you know the reason, sometimes you can't really change it. Like it's very difficult to make that change. So it's easier to go into acceptance and just go through it. Like I keep saying these days, that when happy things happen, we never question them, do we?
Correct. Absolutely. So you see, that's what I kept telling. In fact, I told everyone. I said, when you get success or when you become something, you never question it.
No.
So what if you got cancer? It's okay. You have to treat it like, as something that has happened to you. You have to go through it.
Experience. So
it's an experience. Yeah. You never question happy things. So why to question this? It's a karma that I had to go through. It's a karma that I have to. In fact, I am very grateful that I have gone through my karma when I had so much of support available to me.
Exactly, and I think that moment you saw the others, the beauty of the whole thing. Like our sir, you met him, Mr. Makkar. Like he says, so if you look at the embroidery, like I'll just show you. I don't know if it will be visible, but look on the other side. It doesn't look. It looks like this, like knots and things. But from this side, if you see, then you see the beauty of it. The design of life.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
He also came up. So I'm really happy. Thank you so much, Kanwal, for sharing. And I'm sure, like I keep telling viewers, you don't really have to learn Reiki as such. Reiki is one of the paths for being there. There are many other paths, but please go there, especially in current situation. It has become, mental health has become an issue with children, with
very important,
older people, even with people who thought they were very strong. So a lot of cases are coming up. So I'm advising everyone, go into meditation, do transcendental meditation, do Reiki, do art of living, do yoga, go and exercise in gym, go for jogging, even when people run.
Absolutely.
That is also meditation.
Yes.
So
absolutely, it helps. Spending time with yourself. Yeah, absolutely. But Ranjani, I must say, I must take this opportunity to tell everyone that I totally believe in you. Like I told you that every time I have something, and once I tell it to you, and once I tell you, and you say, I'm supporting you, I just feel so much calmer and I feel at peace.
Indeed.
So you are my go-to person for everything. In fact, I keep sending people to you. I keep sending your number to everyone. Yes, you need to go to Ranjani. That's it.
I know. Most of the people who come to me for healing have come from you. If you know that.
No.
Yeah, they do.
So but thank you, really. But thank you for giving me this opportunity also to talk to everyone through you.
I'm really happy you spoke about it. It's I think very important that, and when we are in pain, that time it's a little difficult to talk about. But once we are through, then it is good to share so that other people get the benefit out of it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kanwal.
Not at all. Thank you.
Love you.
Love you too. Thank you for everything. Thank you.